The day after, the day after that dramatic game of football that we all witnessed, Declan Clutch Rice, number 41. This is his name from now on because he is our clutchman. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the view. Drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, all of that jazz. And I'm simply here to talk about Declan Rice and everything that's kind of going on with Arsenal from this point onwards after that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful result that we all witnessed, as I said. And look, man, 105 million. Everyone online and social media and all of these places saying, let's give them another 100 million. Let's give West Ham, we owe them another 120 million and all. Like, I, before he even came to Arsenal, I said it. I said, look, 120 mil, if that's the price that they're stamping on his head, let's go for it because it's going to be worth it. And it's proven to be totally worth it. He's a clutch player. His mentality is different. We know he needs to add maybe a few more goals to his game, but that's all gonna come. What he's been doing right up until this point, 15 games uh, that we've reached, like the 15 game mark, has been incredible. It's been nothing short, but nothing short of incredible. And like you have to bear in mind, like we thought he was gonna do this alongside Thomas Partey. He's not even being able to do that. So he's playing with less technical and less able players for that sort of midfield kind of section. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because we know that obviously Thomas Partey, he would be more effective than Jorginho. He would be more effective than Kai Havertz in that sort of midfield kind of uh, space. And yeah, so he's doing the work for a lot of people or for a few people, not just himself. He's covering a lot of ground. I saw a funny um comment by someone on Instagram. It was a little like meme thing. Like it was like, Raf, was it 70% of Earth is covered by water, and the other 30% is covered by none other than your boy Declan Clutch Rice. And to be honest and to be fair, I get it. I get that because he covers the ground like you never. He's just a monster, bro, and it's so refreshing to see us living through a time where we can go for a player like that again, and we can, players of that caliber. And he's only 24 years of age, bro. Like this guy can actually still improve. He can still get even better. And you look at, as I said, you look at just this small period of time that he's been with us. There's so many things that you can already say that he's going to be like into the future in the next 5, 6, 7 years, like winning big things with Arsenal, winning big honors. It can only lead to that because of everything that is comprised of Declan Rice. Like it's mad. I don't even know how to put it in, like how to put into words in terms of like an effect that a player coming into your club can have in terms of like it's weird because he's not a striker. Like normally you kind of get this vibe with strikers, obviously, players of the past, your Thierry Henry's, your Carnus and Nelkas and Van Persie's, and like it's strikers, in it. But now defensive midfielders, they're their role in the team and their significance and everything that happens around that kind of area of the pitch is super important, bro. Like the way the game is just played nowadays, you need to be able to rate the midfielders and of course the defensive midfielder a lot because they're doing a lot. And yeah, so it's like raw Declan Rice, he's obviously come from, you know, West Ham and obviously, a few other clubs before that, including Chelsea. And it's like 24 years young, and the way how he's already doing the things that he's doing, it's gonna be a mad thing, bro. Like we just need to be able to, as a club, make sure that we recruit the right players, build the right team around them, and all of these things. Like in terms of what a lot of people are saying, future captain and stuff like that. Look, I don't want to see Odegaard go. I think Odegaard is a tremendous player for Arsenal as well, and I think he's super important. And I think he's grown into that captain role. You know, he's obviously physically not the imposing player that Declan Rice is and stuff like that, but he is a leader in a way. And I think we kind of need to just dumb it down a little bit more, Arsenal fans, and in regards to Declan Rice. I'm guilty of that myself. I've said that as well. But all in all, we just got to appreciate that, you know, even if it becomes official that he's part of the leadership group or whatever, and like Odegaard is here to stay long term. He's just signed a new long term contract. He's not going to go anywhere. We need to kind of, get away with that whole Captain Rice and this. Like, it's not like, do you get where I'm coming from? Like, he's a leader, yes. So is Gabriel. So is Saliba. You know, I'm coming from, like, so just because more, maybe because obviously, that's just him, bro. He'll come out for interviews and pre-match and post-match, and he's so open and so direct with the media and so clear in his verbal and in his dialogue about what's happening, and so it kind of gives you that vibe like this. It's like a no-brainer. Like, he's just got to be the cap, but we need to obviously always bear in mind that Odegaard is there in it, and he'll be listening to these things, and he'll be hearing these conversations online and stuff like that, and that them kind of things won't help him form wise and footballing wise. So us, for Arsenal fans, obviously let the opposition fans do that, but in terms of us around, our channels and our space and our platform, I think it's kind of it's wrong. And Odegaard, he's a, I wouldn't say he's a specific type of player, but in a sense he is, you know a player that you there is limitations to him in terms of that physical kind of section. If you get him playing against players that are physically bigger than him and they got more body mass and stuff like that, like, he can get done. Like, he can lose out in that physical battle. But don't ever get it twisted. If a game's going for him where he's able to find a yard or two of space, and it comes in terms of whizzing around that midfield or that defender, whatever it is, he's one of the best. And then finding the right end product pass, or the assist for the assist, or a lot of the times the final assist for the goal. There's no players better than there's not many players better than him in the Premier League. So don't ever think Martin Odegaard is to be slept on in that sense. But yeah, look, um we needed a win yesterday. It was a tough old game. I'm happy that the boys are going to be able to now enjoy today's games, because today, obviously, Wednesday, it's gonna be going down in the Premier League. Like, there's some interesting games later on. Obviously, none other than the the Manchester United, Chelsea. You got City as well playing against Aston Villa. Like, can Aston Villa beat Man City today? Can you imagine if Aston Villa was to get a result today, my people? What would that mean? Huh? If you look at this right now, these are the games that are going to be on later today. Brighton going up against Brentford, Palace, Bournemouth, Fulham, Nottingham, Sheffield against Liverpool. Liverpool as well. This is going to be obviously Sheffield United getting their old manager back, Wilder, back in the fold. I think they sacked Higginbottom. So, are we going to see a manager's bounce kind of type of game today? Hopefully, bro. And they're at home, like, it's built for it. If you actually check it and you deep it, do you get where I'm coming from? I'm expecting this to be super tough, just like how it was for us yesterday. This should be super, super tough for Liverpool today. Don't get it twisted, bro. 7:30 kickoff. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. And then yeah, Aston Villa, Manchester City, Manchester United v Chelsea. Manchester United, it's a mad thing at the moment because Manchester United, Ten Hag, he's under pressure. Mason Mount doubtful to face his former club. Injuries and just a lack of form, lack of this, lack of that, lack of a lot of things at the moment. I can't even lie. It's not looking good for them at the moment. But yeah, look, we can enjoy all of that. We can watch and see what kind of happens and see how the overall table looks like at the end of these fixtures. But we know that obviously we're sitting pretty 5 points clear as things stands for now before the games kick off. Liverpool need to lose today. I'm not even gonna lie. Sheffield United needs to do something solid. Liverpool needs to lose today, and Aston Villa. I'd rather have Aston Villa beat City. I know that Aston Villa, we got them next, but I'd rather have them beat City, which is the ultimate up, and keep City where they need to stay, which is in, they'll obviously, if they will effectively drop to fourth place, and that will be like, that will be a mad thing for Pep Guardiola. Like that will basically kind of confirm this whole new conversation that's going on around. Look, man, you're not gonna, like, mentally, the players are not there. No one's ever done it. Four in a row, four Premier Leagues in a row. This is why City are having the season that they're having. This is why they're not killing teams off. And to be honest with you, bro, if I was a betting man, I would say that Villa's got everything in them today. They should. Um, to be able to beat Man City. I'm not even gonna lie. Um, I think Rodri's gonna miss out because of the accumulation of yellow cards. I think uh Grealish as well is not gonna be able to play because of the accumulation of yellow cards. So the team is restricted to a sense, and you don't know when Man City don't have Rodri in that midfield, they can get got. They can get got. They can really get got because the rest of their players, yeah, they're very offensive thinking. Foden and Bernardo Silva, they don't really have a next on that is. Do you get where I'm coming from? So yeah, man. Hopefully today the results go our way as well. In regards to Arsenal news and bits and bobs like that, I obviously Tomoyasu, I said it in my reaction video yesterday that he's injured, and unfortunately, it looks like a couple weeks of injury for Tomoyasu. Look, man, we got good and able cover in regards to the fullback positions. I know a lot of the times, people would, you know, sometimes question Ben White and his ability here and there. And even yesterday, like, I didn't really mention this, but he was slightly. I don't like the defending approach that he had in terms of the Ross Barkley goal. I'll be honest and I'll be raw. I think when it comes to them situations, you can't be backing up, backing up, backing up. You're backing up all the way to the danger area where a man can get a yard, get a shot off, and then this is what happens. You put your keeper under pressure. So, that Barkley goal was literally David Raya's fault and Ben White's fault. And I should have pointed that out. But I think other than that moment there specifically, I think he was all right. I think he did what he needed to do, and yeah, moving swiftly towards David Raya. Look, man, David Raya, bro, I'll be honest and I'll be real. We got to talk about that. But in a way, in a sense, we know Mikel Arteta is not going to do nothing in regards to something like dramatic, like bench David Raya, or, just come out on the social media. Yesterday, he shut down any questions or any anything remotely about the defensive mistakes that David Raya made or anything like that. Like, he is fully behind his goalkeeper. And I'll be honest and I'll be real. We kind of we're I know it has to be a conversation because Ramsdale was Ramsdale and he is who he is. But I'm not gonna lie to you, like we are, what's the word I'm looking for? We're kind of exacerbating this whole debate and putting more pressure on both keepers by continuously keeping like talking about it, because it's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to kind of say, oh, do you know what? Maybe we need to put Ramsdale back in, and we should be putting Ramsdale back in, and Mikel should be put. He's not going to put Ramsdale back in for Premier League games. I'll be astonished if he does. I'll be surprised if he does. But the way how man just ordered the David Raya fast next day delivery, got him on loan, bish bash bosh. Yeah, we're gonna buy you next year. The goalkeeping coach is talking about that's the keeper that they wanted all along. Man's hearing rumors about conversations that Mikel Arteta had with Ramsdale all the way back to nearly a year and something ago about, another potential keeper coming in to kind of really, take the helm from him. Like, so you don't really, like, at the end of the day, he's not going to change his keeper at this critical juncture of the season, especially when maybe because it's so congested now from here to Christmas. Maybe, I don't know. You might see Ramsdale play against Eindhoven, but I still doubt. I just can't see it. I honestly can't see it. So then, us Arsenal fans, and when I say, like, when I use the word us, I mean like Arsenal fans specifically, like us continually, saying negative things about, oh yeah, you've got, like, bro, cool. You made some crazy mistakes. It is what it is, bro. I think it was really a mixture of things. I think one of the reasons why is because of that kind of crowd pressure. They were getting onto him. Every time he's kicking the ball, holding the ball. They're saying he's shit, he's this, he's that. And yeah, look, it's just one of them ones, bro. I always think as well, like, like when we play in that kit, yeah. You see, when we play in that yellow kit, we sometimes look like man's not really with it. Like the players don't. It's like they don't really enjoy playing in that kit, or they feel a bit not 100%. I don't know. There's something about playing in that yellow kit, where performances in that yellow kit that are dodgy at times. But look, man, David Raya, he's going to remain in goal. He's going to be the keeper against Aston Villa. We all know this. I don't think it will be a lot for Mikel Arteta to slot Ramsdale back in. And yeah, we got to try to talk about it as least as possible, so then we can just focus, sort of focus, and the attention can come off him, and he can kind of just go about his business, man. Just let the boy go about his business. And that's all we need to do. As I said in my reaction video yesterday, we got some tough fixtures coming up. Let's make sure that we uh, get the keeper conversation right down as much as possible. It's never gonna end, because obviously it's Ramsey, as I said, English international. He's trying to be number one. They're always gonna talk about, oh, this and that and da da da. Bro, allow it. Um, Declan Rice really made the two 40-year-old rivals fan cry over Arsenal winning in the 97th minute. I'm just looking at some of the reactions from yesterday's win. Look, the opposition fans and media, talk sport, and all of this, they're saying some weird things about yesterday's win. We shouldn't even have got to the position that we got to in terms of conceding 3 goals. And bruv, who cares, bruv? Like, allow it. It's the end result. Because if it was your team, it would have been the end result, and it would have been a situation where you would have just focused on that 3 points, especially if it was that. And that's what Arsenal fans need to focus on also as well, people. But yeah, man, we move Aston Villa. Look, man, it's going to be a tough run of fixtures. I'm not going to lie. As I said yesterday, David Raya is going to have to get he's he's football in mind in one place, and get that dynamic, that ease of body language type of approach football that we all want to see. Work with your defenders, communicate with them. That's all you need to do at the end of the day. That's all you need to do. And don't forget the essentials. Don't forget the fundamentals, which is literally shot stopping and being able to keep the ball out of the goal, bro. Like, no matter how, if you got to use your feet, then use your feet. This is something that he's gonna have to, I think, implement into his game, because yesterday we saw that that ball could, as it was analyzed by Thierry Henry, the king himself. If he used his feet yesterday, it would have been a different situation like that. The goal would have been saved. The simple matter of the fact is, you gotta use your feet in a saving situation as much as you're trying to develop your feet to be able to play and pass and stuff like that. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, balls that low, like your feet can do a lot in terms of obviously helping you save a shot. Like, them goals were ridiculous to concede. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he's gonna have a conversation. Mikel's gonna have a conversation with David and say, look, just keep doing what you're doing. Focus on what you need to do. Get that game out of your head. We won. Ultimately, it hasn't cost us the way it it would have, in terms of obviously us not taking the 3 points, and that's all we need to do at this moment in time. Aston Villa, big games coming up. You are the guy. He's gonna tell him straight away. Do not for 1 second think you are not the guy that's gonna play in these games. You are the guy that's gonna play in these games, and I need you to get your shit together. It's as simple as that. But yeah, look, Declan Rice, man. Look, I just want to. It's like an appreciation video for Declan Rice, and everything right up to this point. 15 games, as I said. Look, man, he's been our clutch player. He's our clutch guy, and long may it continue. I can see him doing a madness um, in these next few games as well. Hopefully, it's against the big teams. Hopefully, it's against Liverpool, Aston Villa. Look, they're flying. They're not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. I think they made their ground a fortress. Like, literally, I don't know if any team that's gone there so far has won. Sorry. So yeah, look, we need to keep this monster mentality approach. We are mentality monsters, ladies and gentlemen. We have arrived in the years previous to this, I'm telling you that we would have lost the. I've seen it. I've seen it way too many times against Leeds, against this team, against that team. We've gone away like we would have lost this game clean, or we would have it would have been a ridiculous draw, and managers making the wrong decisions, bringing on the wrong substitutes. Like one of the things that I was most impressed with was something that Mikel Arteta did not do, which is not bring off Gabriel Jesus. Like keep that man throughout the 90th plus minute. We scored in the 90th 6th minute, 24th second. Like that's crazy. Like, do you get where I'm coming from? Everything. Like, if you look at the assist for the Havertz goal, if you look at the way the strength he uses to keep, like, to keep the defender in check. You think Nketiah's doing it like that. He's gonna try to do it. He's gonna attempt to do it, but it ain't gonna happen like because it's just not how he. Do you get where I'm coming from? This is why a lot of unless he's injured, you just keep a player like Gabriel Jesus in the pitch, on the pitch, as much as put to the final whistle, bro. And we saw what kind of fruits that can, that can bring. And we come out that game with 3 points. Like Luton Town, as I said in my reaction video, hats off to them. Declan Rice, that header came from the heavens, as I said. It was a beautiful mental showing of strength. Like it was like raw. Get the and the stat of us, having 9 points from 90 plus minutes, it just kind of goes to show that this is Premier League winning mentality. No matter how you want to look at it, January is going to be critical. If we can add that striker in January, if we can add a solid player that can actually come in and continue to elevate us in a way where it really makes a difference. There's players that come in and elevate us in areas here and there. Yeah, it's all good. They're integrated into the team, and yes, they are having some output. Your Trossards and stuff like that. But then there's players that they're like super elevation. Like you go up in levels, you go up in gears, just like Declan Rice is. Just like Saliba is. And if we can add maybe I don't know, Vlahovic, I'll take him. Uh, Tony, I would take him. Any of these kind of players, with presence, and they're gonna get to the end of things, headers and stuff like that. There was a few like Gabriel Jesus, fantastic scoring from a header, showing his variety and showing his flexibility in terms of type of goals that he can score. But we know a lot of the times he's gonna miss the clutch ones. You get where I'm coming from. Take nothing away from him. I cannot speak more highly of Gabriel Jesus. Like he's one of my favorite players as well. Declan Rice for sure number one, but then Gabriel Jesus is very closely followed. And look, I say all of that to say this, man. Uh, Aston Villa. Yesterday I said it. If we can go away and get a result at Aston Villa, it would reach the point, because remember this is December, so this is not that critical. Do you get where I'm coming from? Even if we was to get a bit of a dodgy run of results after Aston Villa, I think we've kind of built enough of a cushion to get away with maybe one or two games. Do you get where I'm coming from? If I could very quickly uh share with you the run of fixtures that we've got, it's like, if you look at it, we go into the Champions League. um this game effectively is it's like a spare, it's a spare game. It's an away game, but we've qualified, and we're into the last 16. So he can rotate in a way, Mikel Arteta, he can rotate in a way where it's significant in terms of obviously resting a lot of good players, a lot of the big players for that Brighton performance, and then of course that Brighton game, and then of course that Liverpool game. But I say all of that to say this, man. If we can win against Villa, I'll be firmly in the fence of, yeah, we're to this season, we're bringing it home. We're bringing it home. There's still a lot of football to be played. Don't get me wrong. Like it's not a case where I'm saying we're going to win the league. It's just like I'm gonna believe. I'm gonna have that that sort of flip, that switch, feeling that I felt last year at a certain point, when we was, just slapping teams left, right, and center. But obviously, the way how we capitulated, and the way how we gave it away, it a lot of us, including myself, right back down to earth to say, "Raw, we still got a lot of work to do." And a major element of that lot of work has been addressed in the form of none other than your boy Declan Clutch Rice, number 41 for the Arsenal. People, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I'm gonna see you lot in the next one, and yeah, let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know your thoughts. I think you know, if you drop a comment, let me know if you agree in terms of him being our clutch player, him being that guy, you know, that personality, that character. We all know he is, but I think now it's solidified in a sense. Let me also know if you agree with me in the form, in a sense that this Villa performance, this Villa game coming up, if we get a great performance, does that solidify your belief in a sense where Arsenal is gonna definitely be right up there in terms of, you know, potentially bringing the title back to London, back to North London since 2004? You know, that'll listen. Too early to say, too early to talk, but believing we can definitely start to see with the adjustments we've made, and now we're starting to cook fluently in terms of football, scoring lots of goals as well. Mentality is crazy. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm out of here, people. Peace.